Yeah, okay. Welcome everyone. Good evening. This is our first bi-weekly webinar, and the intention of this webinar is we how we can influence students and how we can influence Nigeria youth at large, um using different we have a set of series like that. So for now we want to engage on the finance series for this month. And we have our speaker with us, Toluwalashe Folonsho. Now, I'm going to just be saying some things about her. She works with a fintech company, and also she's quite um, conversant with investment, stocks, and also if you want to learn about investment, you want to learn on stocks, you want to learn on how to how well to plan your finances, then you should be part of this webinar, right? You should be part of this webinar. Yeah. So also, if you have series of questions you want to ask, just you should write them down in the comment section. So I think I will just drop a moderation chat where anyone who has questions can ask. Although I've collected some series of questions to ask for our sake also. Yeah. So very quickly, let me just hand over to Toluwalashe. Yeah, can we let me hand over to Toluwalashe. Yeah, over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. It's such a great opportunity to do this. I do not take it lightly. Thank you so much for being. All right. As you can see, I'm not wearing a suit. I'm not wearing a jacket because majority of the people that I'll be speaking to, my target audience this evening are students, people who are still schooling, who are still trying to find their feet and all. So I'm just going to be talking as somebody who is advising my younger ones or people in my age grade. So good evening again, everyone. The major topic is financial literacy for Nigerian students. And honestly speaking, it's a great opportunity to learn. Within the next few minutes, I'll just be talking to you about financial literacy. I'm not going to come here and define what financial literacy is. I mean, that's not what I'm supposed to do. I'm just supposed to delve right into it. And I'll just start by saying some notes, some points that I would love that you take note of. And the very first point I want you to take note of is that your first job, your very first job that you get, might not make you rich. But you see, there's something that can keep you broke, and that is poor money habits. If you're somebody that doesn't know how to send money on an errand, if you're somebody that doesn't know how to direct money and tell money or how to master money, money is that particular habit will make you broke. That's the first thing. I'm going to say it again, that your first job may not make you rich, but you see, poor money habits can keep you broke. And the very second thing I want you to take note of as a Nigerian student or a student living in Nigeria is you need to change your mindset from money is for spending to money is a tool. Now, I've heard a lot of people say things like, Omo, money is for spending, money is for true. I mean, we are supposed to spend money, right? But money is a tool. It's a tool in your hand. And if you do not know how to use that tool, you will just end up making serious errors that your future self can curse you for it. So you need to change your mindset from money is for spending. You need to change your mindset to money is a tool. The third point I want you to take note of is that financial literacy will not make you rich overnight. See, if you read 40 books in the month of May on financial literacy. You want to read the psychology of money, you want to read this Babylon, how to be rich, how to be wealthy, or you attend conferences, you attend programs. It's not going to make you rich overnight. But you see something that will keep you poor for life. That is financial illiteracy. If you do not know what to do with money, how to spend money right, how to multiply money, how to make money, you will end up being poor forever. It's not a curse. So, what do? You start small and you start now. It's never too late to start now. Imagine somebody who starts investing or starts saving at age 19. By age 25, do you realize the amount of progress you would have made financially? The fourth point I want you to take note of is that your allowance, whatever money that your parents are giving you, your allowance or your side hustle income is not what is failing you. It is because you lack systems. There are no systems in place. There is nothing in place. You see, I've there are a lot of people right now in Nigeria. Let me just streamline to Nigeria. There are a lot of people right now in Nigeria that they they've put a system in place such that the moment their salary comes in at the end of the month, or the moment the allowance comes in at the end of the month, they have created a system such that they are being debited. Like there is a debit, an automatic debit that happens that makes sure that money enters an investment account, or they invest a particular portion or a fraction of their money. That is a system. You have to put systems in place. If you do not put systems in place, you will end up failing or end up being broke. Now, there are four pillars of personal finance for students. There are four pillars that I want you to take note of. And that is number one, earn. Earn. You need to earn money. Now, look, I know you're a student. I've been a student as well. So I can relate to so many things. When I say earn, as in EARN, earn money, you need to, as a student, you need to consider legitimate side hustles, such as tutoring, freelancing on Fiverr or Upwork, such as photography, graphic design, editing pictures, content creation, small scale reselling. You can go buy some things at the market and come to school, sell it from hostel to hostel. It could even be you baking cakes or maybe cupcakes or chin chin. You never can tell. You see all those 1K, 500 that you make is going to help you and keep you from begging or borrowing. So if you really, really want to earn money, you cannot afford to rely on your parents' money or money that your uncle or your auntie is giving you. You need to consider legitimate side hustles as a student that is living in Nigeria. Please. And now, the way it is right now, content creation now, when they say content creation are water, that's what's happening in the world right now. A lot of people are creating content. They're making money from TikTok. They're making money from Facebook. They're making money from Instagram, even from X, Twitter. So there is no age limit to content creation. If you are, there are a lot of students right now that are using iPhone 13, iPhone 16, iPhone this, iPhone that. What are you using your phone for? Many people say, "Oh, I don't have a mic." My dear, start as you are. Just go ahead and start. So that's the very first thing. I said there are four pillars of personal finance for students, and I said that the first is earn. Now, please, I want to sound a note of warning. I'm still going to talk about it. The note of warning is please avoid Ponzi schemes and all these double your money scams. Avoid it. Stay away from it. You don't need it. Avoid Ponzi schemes. People will come and meet you. In fact, because scammers know that students they're very gullible, they're very easy to deceive. You find you find out that students are like they are always the ones that are always losing money. I had a friend back then in school who was involved in this MMM. Then there was this time that MMM was, the happening thing. Then his school fees were both in footer. His school fees, he invested everything in MMM, and that was the period that MMM crashed. And they used to say that, there was one that happened last year. I think it was CBEX or something, that a lot of people lost money. Somebody said, in fact, a number of people said that if Ponzi schemes come back to Nigeria, a lot of Nigerians will still fall. Everybody is looking for how to double their money, how to triple their money. So avoid Ponzi schemes and double your money scams. Now, the second pillar of personal finance for students, remember I said number one is earn, number two is budget. Now, let me tell you what they say. They say use the 50-30-20 rule. My dear, yes, but please adjust it to fit your reality. Adjust that rule to fit your reality. Now, the normal rule that everybody knows is 50-30-20 rule. Use 50%, put 50% of your income in needs, 30% for wants, 20% for saving or investing. But the truth is that everybody earns differently. Some people's allowance is 20K monthly, some people is 50K monthly. If you are someone like me, while I was in school, I had no stable allowance. It just comes when it comes, it comes. And I believe that there are so many people of the population that are like that as well, that they don't have a stable allowance, a stable figure or a stable income coming from home. It could be this week, it could be next, it could be 5K today, 10K next week. If you're like that kind of person, please adjust it to fit your reality. I would usually just say try the 70-20-10 rule. 70%, 20%, 10%. This one is called like the student survival split. Because in textbooks will teach you 50-30-20 rule. But you see, right here in Nigeria, transportation money, food prices, they don't care about your textbooks. So I would suggest a more realistic student split. 70% goes to your needs. These are like your life support expenses. I'm talking food, I'm talking your transportation to class. If you're somebody that stays off campus or far away from class, 70% should go to your needs, such as food, transportation, because we're in 2026 and there is something called data. You need to budget. In fact, data should be going into your 70% needs, because if you're not careful, you would lose out on certain information that are very important. Many of us, many students are in all these WhatsApp groups. You know, on your WhatsApp group, your lecturer will tell you this, your class rep will tell you this. There is no excuse. You can't say I don't have data. You have to have data every time. You have assignments to do, you have projects to do, you have a lot of things to do, and you need data. So when I say 70% is going to your needs, I'm talking about your life support expenses, food, transportation, bag of water, data. That is it. Now, if you don't pay for these things, if you do not sort them out when your income comes, maybe you made money from selling something or somebody paid you for something or whatever. If you do not remove that portion of your money, you just end up being a spectator and not a student. You just be watching people. Anyways, 20% should go to your needs, please. I already said 70% should go to your needs. So 20% should go to your wants, rather. 20% should go to your wants. I'm not here to tell you that you should live a boring life. Please, you are very young. Majority of people that will be watching me right now or that will watch this later are young people. You're in your 20s or probably in your 30s. You are young. You need that enjoyment fund for hangout, for birthdays, or maybe just for looking good. But the rule is, see, let me tell you the rule. The rule is, once that 20% has finished, please, the party is over. The party is completely over. You are collecting, let me say, you're collecting 20,000 naira monthly from home. I mean, this is many people's reality. I don't want to say 50K. A lot of people are still collecting 20,000 naira from home. So if you're collecting 20K from home, 20% of your 20K, I think that is 4,000 naira. So you can use that 4K to go and flange your, use it to go to Chicken Republic or the place to just eat or buy something for yourself. The moment that 4K finishes, please and please close your shop. The party is over. That's what it means. And now you can decide that, look, this month, oh, this 20K is too small. I have a lot of expenses, what Yoruba will call bukata. I have a lot of expenses. I would just rather not use this 20% for anything. Let me just focus on my basic needs. Fine. Like I said, adjust everything to fit your reality. Finally, 10% goes to savings. Please, in fact, the moment your income comes in, the first thing you should be removing is your savings. That's the first thing you should be removing. This is like your future you tax. You pay yourself first. 1,000 naira, even if it is 500 naira, you are building a muscle. You are building yourself. You are building yourself to say that, okay, no matter how little, I'm going to invest. No matter how little, I will save something. You are proving to yourself that you are the master of your money, not the other way around. Your money is not the master of you. You are the master of your money. You're supposed to command money. Money is not supposed to command you. So 10% should go to savings. That's the first thing you should do. Pay yourself first. If possible, lock the money somewhere. There, I'll be going into that very shortly. There are a lot of applications that you can use that enable, that has a feature where you can lock your money for 3 months, for 6 months, for 1 year, so such that you do not have to touch it. You won't be tempted to satisfy your cravings. So that is those I spoke about earn, I spoke about budgets. Now, let me continue by saying, talking about, you see, this data and subscription trap, which is something that you should budget part of your 70% of your needs. Remember I said 70% go to your needs, 20% goes to your want, and 10% goes to your savings. When you calculate the three like that, that is 100%. Now let me quickly talk about data and subscription. Look, one of the things I saw something on Instagram where somebody was it on X, on Instagram, where somebody was like asked the question that what takes your money the most monthly, and majority of people were saying data, 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 data. The truth is, this is the reality of many people in this generation. Everybody's online now. A lot of things are happening online. So data is something that must be budgeted for, especially as a student who is supposed to submit assignments, who is supposed to research on things and all of that. How many of you here buy 900 naira data, 2.5 gigabyte? There was a time when MTN used to sell 500 naira for 2 gigabyte. That's like 2 days. But now they increased it to 600 naira. Now they've increased it to 900 naira now. Or maybe you do a daily subscription of 1000 naira for 3.2 gigabytes, which is for 2 days. Look, it's just for 2 days. It will not go past 2 days, my dear. So what it means is that if you're somebody that is doing that kind of data, you will end up subscribing 3 to 4 times a week. You're doing 900 naira for 2.5 gigabytes every 2 days, because you don't want to spend 5,000 naira on 20 gigabytes, which is 1 week. You don't want to spend it at once. You're like, 20K is too much. Sorry, 50K for 20 gigabytes is too much. Let me just be doing my 900 naira for 2.5 gigabytes. You think you are being wise. But you see, if you do the math, you will actually end up spending 14,400 naira for your 2.5 gigabytes 4 times a month, rather than you just doing your 9,000 naira for 25 gigabytes a month. There are a lot of plans on MTN's *312#, or maybe you go to their My MTN app. There are a lot of plans there. So there's a particular plan that is 9,000 naira for 25 gigabytes. I know you say, oh, 25 gigabytes is too small. It's never enough. If you're somebody that you really do not have so much on you, I think you should try to manage your data. Try to manage it very, very well. So if you end up doing 900 naira for 2.5 gigabytes every 2 days, you will end up spending 14,400 naira for your 2.5 gigabytes, rather than you just deciding that, okay, let me just do 9,000, or let me just budget 9,000 naira for 25 gigabytes. So doing it small, small actually affects your finances. It's the same thing with all these small subscriptions. You are on Spotify 1,600 naira. Netflix, I don't know how much Netflix is now. You are the only one doing Spotify. You are the only one subscribing for Netflix. You are subscribing for Amazon Prime. You are subscribing for YouTube Premium. How many do you want to use? I mean, like I said, I want you to enjoy yourself, even though you're trying to budget and you're trying to save. But at the same time, there are some little subscriptions, some small subscriptions that eat into your finances, that eat your income, and you cannot account for it. How many times do you listen? If you are somebody that is a music lover, fine, Spotify is fine. Do you need to do Apple Music? Do you need to subscribe for YouTube Music? Choose one, and just one day will come, you'll be able to do as you please. I mean, I don't know, but I don't know if you should be doing as you please, as you like, but try to cut down on certain things that you believe are unnecessary. I would just say, I would like to use like a bottle of Coke analogy. If you buy a bottle of Coke every day for 300 naira, you're like, I like Coke. I'm a sweet tooth. I love to eat sweet things. And you buy a bottle of Coke every day for 300 naira. That is 9,000 naira a month. And by when I say 300 naira a month, I'm 300 naira a day. I know that Coca-Cola, Pepsi is 500 naira, but I'm talking about the bottle, the breakable bottle. Now, if you decide to buy that breakable bottle every day, 300 naira, you will end up spending 9,000 naira on coke for a month. And that is somebody's monthly savings. 9,000 naira is saving somebody's monthly savings. You have eaten it, you have drank it. That is it. So I'm not saying don't drink Coke. I'm not saying don't drink Coca-Cola. I'm saying that know that your Coca-Cola habit is costing you 100,000 naira a year. Because if you do the calculation for 1 year, you've ended up spending 100,000 naira for 1 year. Is that bottle worth a new laptop or a professional certification fee? Because you could have as well just used that 100,000 naira to learn a skill, maybe baking, maybe tailoring or something, or you could have just used it to learn a skill online, maybe, or get a professional certification, something like that. So look at it very well. What am I spending money on? What is eating into my money? So I'll just say that for the next 7 days, I want you to track every single 200 naira, 500 naira, 1,000 naira transfer that you make. Some people have Excel spreadsheets that they use. You can also get a book and a pen that you have decided that this book, oh, I'm dedicating this book to tracking my finances, to tracking my income. So at the end of the week, I bet that you'll be able to find at least 3,000 naira that just vanished into thin air. 3,000 naira that you can't even say, you can't even account for it. That is your SAPA link. That is your SAPA link. If you can plug those leaks, those leaks, you'll be able to find that you actually have more money than you thought. Sometimes it's always good for us to look at our financial statements. Different banks, GT Bank, UBA, they always send customers a financial statement for them to look at it. Like it comprises of all your debits, all your credits, how money came in, how money went out, your inflow and outflow for that particular month. Look at it very well. Sometimes even look at, like a friend of mine was showing me last year. He was showing me, I think Sterling Bank did like a wrap up, the way all these Spotify, YouTube always do wrap up. So I think Sterling Bank did wrap up and sent to him, and he was telling me about how 8 million naira came into his account, something like that. And I'm like, wow. So you end up realizing that you have money, but you just, because you are always spending, you are not accumulating, it looks like you're broke. So I was talking about the 4 pillars of personal finance for students. I spoke about earn, I spoke about I spoke about save. I'm trying to remember now. Earn, invest, save. Please and please and please and please take all of these serious. Budgets, earn, budget, save, invest. Those are the 4 pillars. Now let me talk about save. A lot of people have different opinions about saving. Some people believe that they want to save in this. I don't know the English name now for Colo. I think they call it piggy bank, something like that. But when I say Colo, I believe that you know the meaning of Colo. Um, Please and please, as student, I would advise that you build an emergency fund. And an emergency fund is a fund that ideally covers like 1 to 3 months of your expenses. And there are safe places to invest. Sorry, safe places to save. We have iInvest. iInvest is an app. I work with iInvest. We have iInvest. We have PiggyVest. We have Carrywise. And then we have the regular bank savings account, which is called OPay, like OPay. But there's a particular feature of OPay that I want to introduce you to. That is O Wealth. O Wealth is like, you, instead of you putting money in your bank account and leaving it to today, they'll remove card maintenance fee. Tomorrow they'll remove VAT. Next tomorrow they'll remove this, they'll remove that. Just put it in your O Wealth. Move your money to your O Wealth on OPay. That way, what is it called now? Interest keeps coming on it daily. iInvest is also a very good app that you can use. A safe place you can save. You can also invest. Please avoid keeping cash at home. I was watching a movie, Alakada, on this movie by Tony Abraham on YouTube, and there was a particular part where this guy called Kazin, he was dating this girl called, I can't remember her name now. I can't remember her name, but this cousin guy was dating this girl and he wanted to marry her. And he told her that he had 12.5 million naira in his house. So he put that 12.5 million naira cash inside the Ghana must go sack. He had been saving that money, saying that he wants to move to Lagos. They were living in Shagamu. He was saying he wanted to move to Lagos. So one day he went to work. By the time he got back, that girl, that his babe, she had ran away with the money. She ran away with all the money. 12.5 million naira. That is somebody's sweat. Please, I beg you, avoid keeping cash at home. There are a lot of cases where you see people whose money was stolen or their colo was broken and things like that. Please and please and please avoid keeping cash at home. Now, I want to talk about, let me keep talking about the emergency fund that I said. So most people, they save for a new trip, a new phone. They save for they want to buy a phone, or they want to go on a trip, or they want to get a wig or something. That is what we call target saving, which means that by December, I want to buy myself a pair of Timberland shoes, and it's going to cost me 240,000 naira. Although I would not advise that you lavish such lavish your money on such a thing at this time, because you're still a student. And even if you're collecting so much money from home, it's a good time to invest. Your future self will thank you for it. Now, as I was saying, you want to save for a new phone, or you want to save for something that is called target saving. But you see, an emergency fund is different. This is money that you pretend doesn't exist. You just keep your money there and you act like as if that money does not exist. So this kind of investment, or this kind of saving, this kind of fund, which I'm calling the emergency fund, this one is for maybe times when your phone screen shatters 2 weeks before exam. Your phone screen, like your phone fell on the floor and it just broke to pieces, or your phone is damaged or something like that, and you need to take it to a phone repairer. That is an emergency. Or when a lecturer suddenly announces a compulsory handout or a compulsory textbook that you did not budget for, now that is an emergency. An emergency fund is for emergencies, like the word implies. It is for emergencies. A Friday night link up, let's link up at so place, is not an emergency. Jumia Black Friday is not an emergency. If you spend, let me say that your emergency fund is your shield. Now, if you spend your shield on enjoyment, you will be defenseless when life actually hits you. That is the truth. Yorubas will say that alejo lowo, which means money is a visitor. When money comes to your house, please and please sit the money down. Have a conversation with the money and command the money. Tell the money that you are here to stay. But if you, oh my goodness, please and please and please, money is a visitor. You must know how to keep it. You must know how to multiply it. Now, if you keep your savings in a regular current account, inflation is going to eat into it, because 10,000 naira today, you cannot compare it with 10,000 naira tomorrow. 10,000 naira tomorrow is almost useless. All this urgent 2K now is like urgent 5K or urgent 10K, because 2K can really not do much. Do you understand? So don't just keep money. Please position money. Send it on an errand. Let money work for you. Use apps like iInvest, like PiggyVest, like CarryWise, or maybe a target savings account from your bank. Do you know why? Because these fintech apps, they offer interest rates that actually try to keep up with inflation. And more importantly, many of them have lock features that protect your money from you and your midnight cravings. So I already said that there are four pillars of personal finance for students. I said number one is earn money, do things, legal things, legitimate things, to earn money. Number two, budget. Please budget, plan. Number three, save. Finally, invest. The difference between savings and investment is that for savings, the interest that comes on it is not so much. You can't compare it with investment. For investment, there are different kinds of investment. We have the low risk investment, we have the mid risk, then we have the high risk. That's when we are talking about stocks. I'll go into that very briefly. So number four is invest your money. Let your money work for you. There are a lot of beginner friendly options like treasury bills, money market funds, mutual funds, and stocks, both Nigerian stocks and US stocks, that you can actually have access to through many of these investment apps. Please, I beg you, do not invest money that you are going to need within the next 6 months. If you know that this money, my rent is going to be due in 6 months, there's no point in you investing it in oh, let me put it in stocks, let me put it in this and that, because it can go down. I'll go into that very shortly. Please just save it somewhere, maybe your O wealth on your O pay, or put it in a low risk investment that would that where your capital will be preserved. Okay, so saving is how you survive, investing is how you thrive. You want to thrive. And as students, you have one massive advantage. I'm not even going to lie to you. You have one massive advantage that even the richest billionaire, Aliko Dangote in Nigeria, he cannot buy more of it. And that thing that you have is time. You have time to do a lot of things right now. The moment you get out of school, maybe you're done with your NYC and all, life will come with its challenges, life will come with its things. So you really, really want to maximize the time you have right now. So there is something called the magic of compound interest, which you can be able to do over time. Let's just do some quick math. If you start putting away 5,000 naira every month at age 19, you just got into school, or maybe you didn't know you're in your 300 level now, and then every month, anytime money comes into your account, you're always removing 5,000 naira, you're always removing 5,000 naira. By the time you are graduating at age 23 or 24, you aren't just looking at the money you saved, you will also be looking at the interest that is on top of the interest. Yes. So when you invest money, and at the end of the month, maybe you have like 10K in your savings, and at the end of the month, there's like 1K interest on it. That 1K interest, don't withdraw it to do anything. Leave the 1K there. Let the 10K turn to 11K, and let it just keep improving and increasing and increasing. So keep doing that. If you wait until you are 25, you say, when I'm 25, I'll start investing. Now, let me chop life small. My dear, life will chop you. I'm not even joking with you. So, please, this is the best time to invest. If you are listening to me now, and you are 27, you are 28, it's never too late. Forget about the past. Just continue moving forward. Just continue moving forward. Time is a multiplier. Don't wait for a big salary to start. Don't say, I'm expecting 500K in December. Start now. Start with that 5K now. Leave 500K will take care of itself in December. Start with that 5K. Start with that 10K. Start with that your little change. Start with it right now. You don't need to be the son of a wealthy man or a wealthy woman to invest. Look at things that you can invest in, like mutual funds, treasury bills, that you can invest in right now, that will make a change in your life little by little. You can start many of these with as little as 5,000 naira, 10,000 naira. These are low risk, which means that your money is generally safer with them rather than one random forex group chat. They will tell you bring 6K, bring 10K. They help these investment, they help protect your purchasing power from the rising cost of living. I'm not even joking with you, honestly. You may ask that, oh, okay, you have been talking about treasury bills, mutual funds. What exactly are these things? I'm going to explain them now. For treasury bills, they are popularly known as T-bills. Now, this one, let me call it, I'm lending to the government option. Like, I'm lending to the government. So, treasury bill means that you are lending money. The government is borrowing money from you. So you are the lender. You are lending money to them. So you are basically lending money to the federal government of Nigeria. And in exchange, they promise to pay you back with interest after a set time. Now, there are three tenors. Tenor means, let me say, period. So there is 91 days. For 91 days, which means 3 months. You are borrowing money, you are lending money to the government, or the government borrowed money from you for 3 months. Then there is 182 days, that one is 6 months. Then there is 364 days, that one is 1 year. So this is the safest investment in Nigeria. The government is very unlikely to run away with your money. Even if you borrow them, you lend. Sorry, I'm supposed to use the word lend, not borrow, because you are the lender. So the government will not run away with your money. This is treasury bills is the safest investment in Nigeria. So it is great for money you know that you won't need for a few months, maybe for the next 3 months, for the next 6 months. Let me just lend the government money. Let me give them my 5K, or let me give them my 10K. At the end of the 3 months, they will give me interest on it. I won't lie, the interest is not much, because the higher the risk, the higher the return. The lower the risk, the lower the return. So you can see a treasury bills that could be maybe 15, they may offer you 15% on it. It may be little, but at least your capital, nothing will shake your capital. Number two is commercial papers. Now, for commercial papers, I said that treasury bills is I'm lending to the government. Commercial paper is I'm lending to big companies. So this one is similar to treasury bills, but instead of the federal government or state government, this one you are lending money to big reputable companies like MTN, Dangote, Nigerian breweries, Cadbury. You are lending them your 5K, you are lending them your 20K, you are lending them your 50,000 naira. So since companies are slightly riskier than the government, these ones, they usually pay a higher interest rate than treasury bills to convince you to lend to them. So they can have like an interest rate of maybe 20% or 21%. So just so that you can lend, they're trying to convince you that please borrow us your money. We'll try not to run away with your money. So that is not a bad idea as well. So it's for where you want a bit more interest than a treasury bill, but you still want it to be with a big stable name. Like MTN is a big company in Africa, Cadbury is a big company in Nigeria, PZ, Nigerian breweries, all these companies, they are big companies in even Dangote. Do you understand? That's commercial papers. I've spoken about treasury bills, which is um an investment of you lending money to the government. Commercial papers is you lending money to big companies. Now, money markets fund, let's call this one, let's say that this one is like a job. Let's call it ajo. You know what they say ajo is now? When you see all those people with their paper, when they'll be going around and collecting money from people on the streets. It could be in different ways. It could be at work. It could be anywhere. So money market fund is like a contribution, but it is managed by experts, managed by a fund manager. So a fund manager collects small amounts from thousands of people and uses that big pile of money to buy treasury bills and commercial papers. So this one is perfect for students because you can often start it as little as 1,000 naira. It is highly liquid. When I mean it is highly liquid, I mean you can withdraw your money within 24 to 48 hours if you have an emergency. Yes, that's money markets for you. If you need your money within 24 hours, your money is entering your account ASAP, as soon as possible. So this is where this one is safer than stocks, but it pays better than a regular bank account. I mean, how much will your bank pay you? So that is it. I've spoken about money market funds. So let me talk about mutual funds. I'll be wrapping up in a bit. Mutual funds is like a basket. You know when you have a basket, and for treasury bills is like bananas. That's the only thing that is in that basket, bananas. But and then commercial papers could be like oranges. But you see mutual funds. In mutual funds, there is banana, there is orange, there is pawpaw. There are different fruits in mutual funds. It's like an investment smoothie. So instead of just buying one thing, the fund manager will buy a mix of stocks, bonds, treasury bills, and things like that. This is what we call diversification. You must have heard people say diversify your income, diversify your investment, rather, diversify your investment. So if one company in that basket is having a bad year, the others will help balance it out so you don't get to lose everything. So this one is like set it and forget it. This one you could also use it for like a long-term basis. It could be for a long term. You can say, I want to just leave this money here for 1 year or for 2 years. That is mutual funds. Then finally, let me talk about stocks. Stocks that a lot of people want to know. This one, stocks basically means I own part of the company. So when you buy a stock, like you buy stocks of GTCO, Zenith, Aradel, Total, Airtel, MTN, it just means that you have become a shareholder. You have become a part owner. You make money in two ways: dividends and capital appreciation. When we talk about dividends, dividend means that the company has made profit and now they want to share that profit with you. based on the number of units of the stocks that you're holding. Then we have capital appreciation. Now, this is another way you can make money when it comes to stocks. Stocks is also known as equities, by the way. So capital appreciation, this one means that you buy a stock at 20 naira, and now that stock is currently trading at 15 naira. That is 15. That sorry, let me take that again. You buy a stock at 20 naira, and now that stock is currently trading for 35 naira, or trading at 35 naira. That is like a 15% profit on it, or 15% appreciation on it. So 15 naira, rather 15 naira appreciation on it. So if you buy a stock for 1000 naira, and now that stock is trading at 2000 naira, you already have 1000 naira profit on it. That's what it means. So there is the high risk. This, in fact, this stock is what we call high risk, high reward zone. The moment the price goes up, you have made money, but it can crash tomorrow. So if you don't have the power for it, or you don't have the mind for stocks, please stay away. If you're a student, it's a good time to invest. It depends on your risk appetite. If you're somebody that you can bone things, that if the money, if it's red tomorrow, you'll be fine. Minus 10%, there's no problem. Please put your money in stocks. Money that you don't need for at least 3 to 5 years. Forget about the money there. This one is for building wealth over time. It's not for paying next month's rent. Oh, you cannot use your next month's rent and put it in stocks. Please run, oh, run. They don't do things like that when it comes to stocks. It is not for the faint-hearted. So those are the kinds of investment that we have. I've spoken about compound interest and all of that. Please, I just want to wrap up by saying that there are some Nigerian specific money traps that you as a student you have to avoid. And I'm talking number one, quick money schemes. I remember when I was in FUTA then, I had a number of people that were always victims of money doublers. They always want to double their money. They always want to make more money. Anybody that is telling you put 50K now, you will get 100K in 2 days, run. They are lying. Nothing of such exists. It's a lie. So run away from quick money schemes. Run away from betting. There is this guy that I know that he wasn't really collecting so much from the house, but every time money came into his account, he would always run to the app. He would always bet and bet and bet and bet. Oh my God, sometimes he would win. And when he wins, he will want to put that money back and bet again and say, let me make times two. So please, money schemes, avoid betting. Avoid betting, please. Resist peer pressure. Resist peer pressure spending, such as buying. Oh, my roommate is making money. My roommate has the latest iPhone, the latest wig. She's on 50,000 allowance. Please and please resist peer pressure spending. Do not borrow money to fund your lifestyle. Do not borrow money to fund your lifestyle. Please make sure also that you understand interest rates. Avoid loan sharks. A lot of people borrow money from loan sharks. Loan sharks are all these people that they'll tell you. I don't want to mention any name of any company now. They will tell you, come and borrow 100K from us. You will give us 10% interest. 10% interest will come on it monthly. 20% will come on it monthly. Please understand loan interest rates. Understand it very well. Now, in this world of AI, you can always subject it to Gemini, to ChatGPT. Look at the contract. Some of us Nigerians, we don't read. We'll see terms and conditions. It's too long. We'll just go ahead and check the box that, okay, yes, this is the box. I'll check it. Please understand loan interest rates. Avoid loan sharks. If you don't have money, I think it's even better to borrow money from friends and family than borrowing money from loan sharks. And if it is possible, avoid borrowing money. Avoid begging. Avoid borrowing. Please and please. Okay. What else? Please. I've said it before. Nigerian students are the number one target for scammers. You see them everywhere. Invest 10K, get 50K in 2 hours. Oh, there's a new crypto platform that is giving 50% weekly returns. Listen to me clearly. If it sounds too good to be true, it is a scam. Period. If it sounds too good to be true, it is a scam. There is no legitimate investment on this earth, on this planet earth, that will consistently pay you 50% in a week. It's not possible. It cannot happen. Anybody that is doing that is scamming you. So if they had a secret way to make that much money, they will not be begging you for your 10,000 naira. If they knew that they could make that much money, they wouldn't be begging you for your 20K, for your 5K. So please run. Please be very careful with such people. And finally, I'll wrap up by saying be very careful with buy now, pay later apps. It's very tempting to get that laptop. Oh, I want to get that laptop. I want to get that phone. They said I should pay small, small. As a student without a steady salary, debt is a heavy bag to carry. It is easy to borrow, but it is very hard to pay back when SAPA strikes. What did it? SAPA, yes, when it strikes, it is very, very hard to pay back. So don't spend tomorrow's money today. If you cannot afford it twice, it means you cannot afford it at all. You cannot afford it yet. You cannot afford to go to Sheraton for a buffet. You cannot afford it twice. It means you cannot afford that lifestyle. So please stay away. It's better for you to be eating at your Iya BC's restaurant or your Iya BC's canteen than going to all those big restaurants to eat. So I think we have come to the end of my session. I will be taking questions right now on money, on investment, and things like that. Are there any questions? I'm trying to see if there are questions so that we can take the questions now. So I said that the four pillars are earn, budget, save, and invest. Yes, 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 yes. Please, what you can do is just drop your questions in the chat box so that I can I can be able to answer your questions. I believe that we have learned so much on this, on how to invest, how to save as students in Nigeria. In Nigeria. So I'm just waiting to see if there are any questions. Please feel free to ask your questions. Anything could be anything. Okay, somebody says he has a question. Please go ahead. I'm looking at the chat box now. Somebody says, how do we get capital to save, invest if you hardly get money? That's why I said earn. I spoke about earning in the very first pillar of personal finance as a Nigerian student. Look, you cannot always depend on your parents for money. I'm not even lie to you. You have to do something to get money. Small scale reselling. It could be small scale, please. You can get money. I remember when I was in school. Okay, what I did when I was in school, because I used to sell cufflinks, brooches, cufflinks for men. So I called one of my uncles and I asked him to give me that I wanted to start a business, this, that. And he sent me 20,000 naira. It was that 20,000 naira, what 20,000 naira could do was just buy maybe like 10 cufflinks. I started with that. Thought I did. So you can start by asking money from a relative or maybe a friend. But please stay away from loan sharks. You can start by asking money from a friend, your mom, your dad, your brother, or whoever. Do you understand? So that's what I did. And the interesting thing was that when I sold those 10 cufflinks, I had like 100% margin, which means that if I my 20,000 naira increased to 40,000 naira. I did not touch the money. That entire 40,000 naira, I went to reinvest it. I went to go and buy more cufflinks. That's what I did. So if you collect 10K, 10,000 naira from somebody and somebody says, use this 10K to start your business, and that person says, okay, I'm giving you this 5K, and that person says, I'm giving you this 10K. Closed mouth don't get fed. Ask questions. Ask that uncle, ask that sister, ask that friend, ask that person, ask that mommy. No matter how little,
Yeah, so we have network tripped off. Okay, yeah, so she's coming up back. So let's wait a bit for her. So let's wait a bit for her. So I think the questions asked OG is great. OG is great. Everything's yeah, so um okay. So I believe we've learned quite a number of things from the webinar in regards to investment, savings, and all. Um, so the purpose of we doing this is so that we can educate ourselves and we don't make mistakes. We don't make financial mistakes, right? So she will come back up to just answer some of the questions that we asked. She'll be coming back up to answer some of the questions that we asked, right? Yeah, so I remember in school we made a lot of financial mistakes, especially even after graduating from the university, right? There were a lot of mistakes I personally made when it comes to finances, especially in the place of investing, right? So I actually never understood investment, and it took me a while to understand investment and how to invest, and which led to loss of funds and all like that. So she'll be coming back up in some minutes, then just just answer our questions. So while she's coming back up, if you've learned anything, just drop it in the comment section. What you've learned, can you just drop what you've learned in the comment section? Share with us what you've learned in regards to financial literacy so far. What is stocks? What is treasury bills? I think I learned a lot of things which I never I actually just used to sometimes just hear them also like that. But through this evening's webinar, I was able to learn one or two stuffs, right? So you can drop in the comment section what you learned, treasury bills, stocks, and all like that. Anything you learned in regards to the financial literacy part. So because we really need that for sure. Yeah. So um okay. Just drop what you learned, everybody. Drop what you learned. Drop what you learned in the comment section. And if you have questions, please do well to ask too. Emerson said, I learned how to plan your money using 70, 20, and 10 rule about investment savings. So, what's the 70 part? Emerson's, what's the 70 part? Okay, I think she's back. Hello, Tolu, can you hear me? Tolu, can you hear me? Okay, let's hold on, please, some seconds. We just have a few minutes and we'll be done with the live webinar. Tolu, can you hear me? Borrow money to fund your lifestyle. Yeah, avoid debt as a student. Try as much as possible to run away from debt. Debt is not a good thing. I've been traumatized by debt in the past, so Reason why till date I try as much as possible to avoid debt of any kind. So it's very, very important. You must try as much as possible to avoid debt. Very important. Yeah. Okay. It's just Nigerian network affecting. So hold on, everybody. She'll just come back up to answer our questions. So normally the webinar should be for like 1 hour 30 minutes, but then I think since she's done, once she answered those questions, then we can call it. We can go on, and that's all for tonight.
Please, I'm very sorry for my bad network. I don't know what happened. Please confirm that you can hear me.
Yeah, yeah, we can. We can hear you. Can hear you.
Thank you. Please, my sincerest apologies. This is Nigeria. Okay, please let me have your questions. Let me have your questions, please. I had to switch to my phone because I don't know what's happening with my laptop network.
Okay. Two questions, Tolu. So you have to take note of it. The first one is, how
Okay.
do we get capital to save or invest if you hardly get money? Then the second one is, can you guide us through planning our finance? Then I think the third one, um, okay, is it advisable we invest plat- multiple investment platforms as a starter or beginner, or should we start with one? So did you get
Okay,
this
so
question?
for the yes, I did. So for the first question, which is capital, I think that was the question I was answering before my network um went off. So I would say that please, I was giving an example of how I did mine when I was in school. I said that I met with my uncle. My uncle, I told him that I wanted to start a business. He sent me 20,000 naira. Now that was not money that I borrowed. That was money that I was gifted. But I was able to channel that money into somewhere that could earn me money later in school. So when he sent me that 20,000, I invested it in cufflinks. I started selling cufflinks in school. And what I did was, after I sold the cufflinks, I was able to make about 100% profit margin, which means that my 20,000 naira became 40,000 naira. So that 40,000 naira, instead of me spending the profit on it, I reinvested the entire 40,000 naira. That is something that you can do as well. Please avoid loan sharks. Do not meet anybody. Do not meet any loan shark. It's better for you to borrow money from friends and families. Now, once you do that, you can also learn a skill with a little profit that you have. And the good thing is that as a student, you have the opportunity to learn a lot of skills for free or at a very discounted price because you're in school. It's a student environment. So please maximize that period of your life. Never forget that life is in phases. You must maximize every phase. You will not be a student forever. Now, the second question is I should explain about planning or thereabout. Planning is just plan according to what suits your reality. There is no one size fits all. Different strokes for different folks. Whatever works for you, please go ahead. If you must plan, you can have a book and a pen to plan and just um plan. This is how I want to do my money. This is how I want to multiply my money. This is what I want to do with this 20K that is coming, or with this 40,000 naira that is coming. I'm expecting 40,000 naira in 2 weeks and I want to channel it into this and that. if it works for you. You can also go as you can, another thing that you can do, which I do, I will not lie, is that I could have a chat with my AI body, AI, chat GPT, Gemini, anyone, and I tell Gemini to, or AI, to just help me to budget 200,000 naira, or budget 50,000 naira, or budget 20,000 naira, depending on how much I'm looking to receive. I would tell AI all the things I want to do with money, and then AI will tell me, okay, do it this way, do it this way, do it this way, do it this way. So that can work as well. Like I said, there is no formula, there's no one formula for planning. Plan as you are led, plan as you are, as it is your reality, just plan. Then I didn't get, I can't remember the third question. Can't remember. What's the third question, please?
Yeah, the third question is okay, someone asked how to create financial management system. Right. Now, okay, I think I should ask a question. Can you hear me, Tolu?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I think from my own personal life experience, right? Um I think there was a time where, you know, these loan sharks, right? There was a time where I went into debt and I was so traumatized. And that was actually after losing a lot of money. That was in 2021. So I went to a lot of debts with some loan apps, even some with friends and like that. You know, I know how money is. Money spoils relationship. Once you borrow money from someone, you can't pay back. So the question I'll ask is this. So for the sake of people, let's say they are in debt, how should they come out from it? You know how traumatizing debt can be, right? You know, someone who just checks everybody on his contact list and realize that he's owing everybody, right? Maybe 5K, 2K, 10K, you know. So I don't know if you've had experience or okay, what do you think from your own financial knowledge? How can one come out of such debt, right? Yeah, thanks.
Okay, so if you're somebody that has gone through this kind of thing now, that where you are in debt and you do not know how to get out of debt, please do not borrow money to pay back money. That's the first thing. Don't borrow money to pay money that you have borrowed, because the cycle continues and it just keeps getting worse. Make a list of everybody that you've borrowed money from, everybody that you are owing money. Make that list and include the amount of money that you owe. You can say number one, Bolaji, 20,000 naira. Number two, Phillips, 10,000 naira. It just depends on you. Now, what I would advise you to do is, you have to get a job or something that you can be doing that can help you to pay back that money. You might not be able to pay back everybody at the same time, and this is where communication comes in. Communicate with the people. Let me be honest, look at that list very well. Who are the people that are already threatening you? Please, I'm so sorry, there is no light in the place I'm staying at the moment. Welcome to Nigeria. All right, so look at it very well. Who are the people that right now, if they're already threatening to arrest me, or this person is not willing to let go, or this person is ready to embarrass me, those are the people that you should settle first. Those are the people that you should sort out first. Then insiders, maybe like family members or people that are like, okay, don't worry, take your time, I understand. You can settle those people as time goes on. But I'm not saying that you should not settle them. Please, you must still settle them. But make that list. Look at it very well. The people that have threatened you, that have sent boys to beat you, or they are trying to embarrass you, or whatever, those are the people that you should actually pay first. So you must get a job. It could be, I'm not even going to lie to you, it could be a full attendant, it could be anything. Try your best to get a job that will help you sort out those debts. Do not do anything illegal. Do not do anything immoral. Do not do anything that do not borrow money to pay back borrowed money. Look for a job, something you can do that will make you get money to pay back those people. That's what you can do. Another thing you can do is, you can speak to a couple of friends and family that you are not owing. Speak to them about your dilemma, and any amount of money that they are able to offer or help with, you can just gather all that monies together to pay back people little by little. But please communicate with them. Anybody you are owing, explain to them that you have not forgotten them. One big mistake that you can make is by keeping quiet and saying, the person should understand. No, nobody understand. When it comes to money, money destroys relationships. Money makes things go left. So please communicate to people when you owe them. Communicate that you would pay them, that you sort them out very soon, that they should please just be patient or more patient with you. So that's something you can do till you are able to pay back the money. It may even take 1 or 2 years, but just make sure that you're communicating and make sure that you're doing something. There's something in place that is helping you to sort out that money, like a job or a gig or something that you're doing, that the money is coming in. You might suffer for that 1 or 2 years, but please, it's better for you to pay back money from outside here in the world than paying money from inside Kirikiri prison. Thank you very much. Is there any other question? So I'll just love to ask if there's any other question.
Okay, if you have, um, I think there is none from the chat, so no question. And yeah, yeah. So, um, Tolu, thanks so much, right, for taking time to speak to us on this, and we'll try as much as possible to see how we can push this to as many students as possible so they could get to watch this, right? Yeah, sorry, I'm babysitting presently. So, yeah, so thanks so much, everybody, for joining. If you are here to subscribe, just subscribe to our channel, Holy Spirit Hub. And if you have maybe other things you want to discuss, because someone was already chatting me up, I'll chat with you, Shato. Someone was asking for your number if they can ask you some questions on investment and all. But later, I'll let you know. So thank you so much, everybody. So the next webinar will be on that's 2 weeks from now. So thanks so much for joining, and do well to share this link with everyone. So if you're on the chat, let's just celebrate Tolu. Just let's celebrate Tolu. Thank you so much. We really appreciate this, and we do not take it for granted. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. So we are ending now. Bye for now, everyone. We continue. See you next time in 2 weeks' time. Bye for now.